All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Student Spotlight series. We got a very special guest on the show today. Our very own Mr. Jordan Diaz is on the podcast. What's up, Jordan?
How's it going, guys?
Good, we good. Look, I appreciate you taking the time to get on. Jordan was a Chart Addicts member, or still is a Chart Addicts member. You guys can see the shirt. And now he's part of the core team. He's helping us out, and he's an educator on the Chart Addicts platform. So I'm interested to talk to Jordan about his journey, about some lessons he's learned coming up, and some of the tools that he used to improve his trading. And we'll see if we can get you guys some value to take away. So, Jordan, you want to give folks a little background on yourself and you and trading?
So when it came to trading, by the way, I'm 24 years old. I also do have a full-time job and still trading. So when I first started trading, I started trading in 2020 when the pandemic first started. I had started with just buying stocks, so overall trading how everyone else did. Of course, when you're trading with no knowledge, you don't really know what you're doing, so you're just buying, going with the hype, and sometimes you buy either too high or you buy too low. So as I started progressing with trading, I went into option trading. Made a good amount in 7 months of option trading. Then the year right after 2021, the first 4 months went pretty good. Then the market got too vital, and I just said not gonna get in this. Discovered forex. When I started doing forex, really tried taking it to the next level because you saw good potential. But when you start with the demo and you start seeing everyone posting those big numbers, you're not really learning much. So took a couple courses, then discovered Chart Addicts, and then once I got a part of Chart Addicts, it's been a big change from there on to now. You know.
So, what have you really seen in yourself in terms of growth from when you first started trading till now? What do you feel like you've improved on the most?
So definitely I improved on discipline. Um, Discipline is one of the biggest things when it came to trading. At the same time, I also had started the gym, so they kind of tied up with both of them. But when it came to trading, just what kind of really bettered me was paying attention to what everyone else really said. Like people that knew more than I did about the market was paying attention and taking little things from it and creating your own style of trading after. But just paying attention to podcasts, paying attention to all the losses from the big traders. I had this mindset where the big traders are telling us their losses and most of us are just hard headed and don't listen to that. And then we go through the same thing and it's like, oh damn, they said it. So I have the mindset where like, let me pay attention to that so I can learn from that and act like if that already happened to me, so I don't got to make that same mistake that they did. So you become a better trader as I go.
When you're talking about looking at other people's journeys and kind of taking lessons away, when you were first learning and even now, do you look at a lot of other people's journeys? Do you look at a lot of other people's wins and losses? And when you do that, is it from a perspective of trying to learn from them or a perspective of inspiration or what?
At first, it was kind of inspiring to see them winning. Of course, when they would post their losses, it's also kind of eye opener because it's like you could also lose a big amount of money in the market. But now, like I don't really pay attention to when they post because it's just a lot of noise from when they're posting. You kind of want to go through your own journey, actually know what you're trading, have a good fundamentals, have your technicals down, and make sure everything is like accurate. They could show you all these profits, but if you're not grabbing their trades and going back on the markets and seeing where they entered and why they entered, you're not doing anything with it. You're just creating a whole facade in your head of like, damn, that could happen for me. Like you don't want that. You want to make it happen. Tell yourself it's gonna happen. I'm gonna be there. You know.
That's really important. It's the difference between the people that are just like daydreaming about it and those who know that they have to do work every single day to get closer and they're just doing that work. So, speaking of doing that work, what does it take to make improvements in trading? Like, what has been helping you level up in your trading?
Honestly, the leveling up part comes with experience and it comes with time. So to me, I felt like just practicing every time I had the chance to. Like when the markets would close at around 5 o'clock, I would get back on just back test any trades I did. If I failed them, see where I went wrong, if it was the entry or my stop loss was too short, or if I wasn't reading the market properly. So at first it was kind of hard because if you didn't understand market structure, you don't know in which direction it's going. So if you don't know what direction it is, you're gonna lose a lot of money. So when I first started, I did a lot of funded accounts, and that was I lost a lot of accounts just because I just didn't know the proper technicals. Until I actually learned the technicals, took the time to pay for a course and actually learn from someone that knew, you know?
In terms of like a lot of people who are gonna watch this, they probably have taken a course, are probably in a course already. What do you feel like people are missing from, not from an educational standpoint, because a lot of people have access to information, but they're not winning. So what do you feel like was different about you? Was it the way that you studied the information? Was it the information itself, like where you decide to go for your information? What do you think made a difference for you?
Kinda to sound cheesy, definitely joining ChartAddicts helped, but, I mean, but, honestly, it's about having the accurate information. You can look at courses, but if you're not back testing it and you're actually not putting the time into it, like you got to start like you could do paper trading. Put a trade up on the chart and see if it goes in your direction or demo it. But sometimes it's like we say demo is not the same as real money, but if you take it like it is, don't do a 100K account, do a 3,000 account and go based off of that. Practice with that, practice small lot sizes, don't over leverage and get the proper training you need for it. But definitely just being in an environment where people that were traders knew what they were doing. So joining TriAddicts, we had that opportunity where you're not joining just to learn it, you're joining also for the community that you have. Everyone has the same mindset. Everyone has the same like they want to learn the same skill set. They're all hungry. They all want to strive for the success. But they want to strive for the success of learning how to trade and not just trading, it's the fundamentals and everything behind it. We're not in it just to like be like, yeah, let me get the signal and that's it. We do signals, but most of them are asking, hey, what made you enter that trade? They want to know the background behind the trade, not why, not hey, thanks for giving it to me.
For sure. I think like the people that want the handout are here for a short term. So they really just want to be here long enough to make some money, quick money, and then get out. The people that want to learn this have either already seen success in trading or want to see success in trading. Because one, the people like once you make money one time, you're like, how do I do this? All right, somebody teach me how I actually get this done. The second one is, okay, I don't know if I'm winning or losing now, but I want to learn this so I can be self reliant in the future. You don't ever want to be dependent on anyone to make money, especially not if you're, as a trader.
And it's like you're learning a second skill. It's not. You could have a full time job and still trade. You could trade on any time of the session. It might not have the same volatility, but you could trade any type of session. So there's no excuse as to like, oh, I don't have time for that. Why not? If you have time to watch Netflix, if you have time to go play video games, you have enough time to just get on a 30-minute video and kind of learn what market structure is, learn what a candle looks like, you know? So you're learning a second skill that a lot of people don't have, you know?
I mean, you have a full time job, you have
Yeah.
family. How do you balance all of these things? Not with trading now, because obviously you've built your own system now, but before while you were learning, how are you balancing all of those things?
I eliminated a lot of the noise that I didn't need. Like I prioritized what I actually needed to do. So if I had a 9 to 5, what do you do after your 9 to 5 is what's really important. Your 5 to 9 is very very important. We say it all the time in Char Addicts. Like it's the truth. Like prioritize what you want. You could go to the clubs and on a weekend and spend $1,000, or you can find out how to make the next $1,000. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people this generation, especially like I'm from Miami, so we see that a lot here. You know?
For sure. You can either spend some time at a club on a weekend, or you can go buy monkey pictures. You can go
Yeah,
get a Bored Ape Solana Club project and invest in
yeah,
NFTs and grow with the
definitely.
community instead.
Get utilities, and I mean, eventually, maybe one utility could be money for the club. Who knows, right? And like that's a risk, free risk at that point.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely. You got to prioritize exactly what's right in your life. If family is very important to you, make sure you give them the time of the day for them. Make sure you plan out your day. I go to the gym every day, so after I get out of work, I am at the gym, and then I'll get after the gym. I spend like an hour and a half to 2 hours. I get home and I'm back testing, or I'm on a Zoom call, or while I'm at the gym, I'm on a Zoom call.
I've seen that
Yeah,
all the time. Like while he's at work,
definitely.
he'll be, he'll have the his workstation set up and he'll just be working, doing whatever he's got to do, but he'll still have the Zoom call up and staying on key. So Jordan was one of the most involved people in Chart Addicts, not just in terms of activity like posting and things like that, but actually showing up to the calls, not making excuses, grocery store, house, work, wherever it was, Jordan was on a Zoom call. And so I think that it's important for everybody at home to realize that you can't just be successful at trading from doing the bare minimum, especially if you have a whole life. So, can you talk about that? Are there people that you traded with or still trade with that you see not putting in that grind work, and do you see the difference in the results?
So I've had a lot of traders come across that I used to start when I was trading like option trading and stuff like that. They want to learn the forex game, but it's kind of hard to teach other people when you have other priorities. Sometimes they don't want to sit down with you and do a one-on-one, or they think that you don't know what you're doing. It's fine. I mean, to make this change, I mean, you guys see it in chart addicts. I'm pretty good with what I know and market structure and stuff like that. But that's a hard question. I'm not gonna lie. I've seen a lot of people. I've had people that do trade with me currently. Some of them stick to their plan. Some of them don't. Some of them don't want the opportunity. I tried giving a lot of people the opportunity before being a part of TriAddicts. Now that once we're in TriAddicts, things kind of changed now. My priority now is TriAddicts, making sure that the TriAddicts member get the proper knowledge. You know.
So, like within the community, there's all different kinds of traders, and you are pretty active in the community. So you see folks that will be winning in the morning, and then by the end of the day aren't winning, and you can kind of see that shift. Are there any trends that you've seen in your experience in trading that you see traders have, like between blowing profits, giving profits back, or in your own trading, if you want to use that instead?
To be honest, it just seems like they're money hungry. You can't be money hungry. You can't see the dollar signs. Look at it as the percentage. We've had this conversation plenty of times. I think when that happens, they're not seeing the percent that they just won for the day.
Mm-hmm.
One of the rules that we have at Chart Addicts, if you have profits, if you're in blue for the rest of the week and it's on a Friday, don't trade the Friday. Enjoy your Friday off. If you want to just look at the markets, by all means, and paper trade it. But don't give back money to the market. They're gonna eat it up. We've had that happen before various times, and you don't want that. And I mean, we learned that from experience. We're saying that from experience.
For
So
sure.
it's like it's a learning curve. I mean, I guess some people want to learn with the hit, but why learn from the hit if we're warning you guys already? We've seen people get eaten up after a whole 4 days of working your butt off, to get that percentage in. Boom, 1 day, 1 hour. Better said, 1 hour, you're gone.
I
You
think
know,
that's really important because most people want to make every mistake themselves. There's some mistakes in trading you have to learn yourself, right? Blowing an
right?
account after building it for a long time off of one or two irrational decisions, you're going to have to feel those things. But most mistakes you can learn from others. And
Right.
so I think it's really important what you said, which is like get your ego out of the way, learn from the mistakes of others so you can save yourself time, right?
Right. Yeah, I mean, just pay it like listen, like let the egos go aside. Like don't have that ego where like, oh, I want to do this all by myself. Like, oh, what do they know? Like, no, man, just learn from it. They're not telling you because they want to ruin you. They're telling you because they went through it. They're
Yeah.
being true with themselves as well by saying,
For sure.
you know,
And it does like I think it's a little bit more honest. The people that are like, "Hey, I just picked up trading, all of a sudden I was successful from day 1." Like nobody can really learn from that. What you have to do is walk people through like, "Hey, look, I went down that route. I opened that door and there's something behind there you don't want to open.
yeah.
Don't go in there." Like hear it from me. So, Jordan, what does your routine look like and how has your routine changed over the past like year or so?
Like daily routine, like life routine. So,
Not just the life I was mostly talking about your trading routine.
oh, trading routine, how I would look at the markets and
Yeah,
etc.
like
So,
weekly routine, daily routine. How do you get yourself
so
ready for the charts and things like that?
on the weekly, usually we prepare Saturday and Sunday. We always try to look at the market, see what happened throughout the week. So on a Sunday, you'll be able to kind of see where the market and what trend it's going in. You could kind of have your bias on the weekly time frame, and monthly is a little more difficult, but on the weekly time frame, you could kind of go based off for the next week and see what you want to look at. So when it comes to the daily, uh, you should have your markups already done from a Sunday, from the Sunday outlook. So on a Monday, I wake up and I'm looking at the markets already at around 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning. I do wake up pretty early. Um, I don't do a trade until market opens, unless it's one of those obvious trades around 8 o'clock that you know that if we get a peak and there's some news and you know it's to enter the trade up there. But besides that, I don't like trading market open because it's very you could get eaten up with the stop losses. Talk about it a lot. So I like to wait like around 10 o'clock, 10:15. I don't trade past 11 o'clock or 11:30. Lately, we've been kind of seeing some moves around 11:30. It's a little interesting, but I don't like to trade around that time just for the simple fact that there's no volume. around that time. So from around like 11 to maybe like 1:30, 2 o'clock, there is no volume, and then we come back to the markets around 2:30. I'm still working while all this is happening. So around 2:30, we come back in. If there's a possible trade, we make it, and then probably until like 3 o'clock that we started noticing that pop in the market, that last minute pop. We like to trade that now. It's sometimes 100 pips or more. But besides that, once the market's done, close out, go home. I go home from work, go to the gym, come back when the market opens up at 6, get on a Zoom call, and go on with the day. Just keep looking at the markets. Make sure you chart up the day before. Always chart up the same day after you look at your trade, even if it's good or bad. Even if the trade is good or bad, always look at your trade and see why you took that trade. Simple as that. Learn from it. If it was a good trade, okay, I that was a good trade because I saw this market structure, it hit this point, and go forward.
So Jordan, we trade together. I know
Yep.
you're trading indices. A lot of people want to trade indices because they see people in this game being successful with trading indices. They might see bigger numbers, more volatility. What's your experience been trading indices, and what's some advice you can give to folks about trading indices?
Okay, so indices is a little if you don't understand indices, you're gonna get eaten up a lot. So when I first started trading in the stock market, I was a stock exchange. So all we traded was Dow Jones, SPY, and QQQ, which is Nasdaq. So I understood the patterns of which way they wanted to go and how it worked. So going into forex, it was just kind of adjusting from stocks to the forex leveraging and a whole account. It wasn't just buy a contract. If that expires, it expires. It doesn't work like that. You can hold a trade. You could get eaten up by commissions, or you could get eaten up by the swap. I've noticed that on currency pairs. But when it comes to the actual indices move crazy. You if you don't know what the market structure is of the indices, you're gonna get eaten up alive. So I always recommend go through your currency phase, do GJ, do AU. You know, start off with something that you don't know. Don't go straight into US 30. If you go straight into US 30, Nasdaq, SPY, you're gonna get eaten up alive. If you are going to get into indices, maybe start off with SPY, something a little smaller, kind of reacts like gold. Maybe practice with gold a little bit as well. But definitely don't go straight into US 30 if you don't know what you're doing. Practice first on the currencies, understand market structures, and then get into US 30s. Just remember the market is always going to be there. There's always going to be money to make. If you didn't make the money you wanted that day, don't worry about it. Whatever you make, as long as you end the day in profits, you're okay. Understand that blues is blues, profits is profits. So,
I would have to agree 100% with do not just jump into the indices without any kind of preparation. The only thing that I would add to that, or that I would kind of change, is don't start with the currencies if you want to go into indices, because they are two completely different beasts. If you do want to learn a specific index, do it on demo,
yeah.
because the only way to really learn it, like the only way to learn basketball is to practice basketball, not to go
Mhm.
play football for 2 years and be like, you know what, it's gonna make me faster and it's gonna make me jump higher, so I'll be able to translate that. Instead, go get your ass kicked in that sport for a little bit, and you don't have to do it with real money. So I think that's the most important thing is like you can do it on demo, you can do it with small account sizes first, just so you can understand the movements and get comfortable with like the schedule, right?
Open a $3,000 account and trade indices and go based off of that. Yeah,
Yeah,
your emotions are gonna be everywhere, but guess what? You don't know how to conquer your emotions at the end of the day. But yeah, I agree. I honestly didn't really start off with currencies. I started off with Nasdaq first, and Nasdaq wasn't moving as crazy as it is now. So it was a good experience. I did lose my money, but the way I practiced was just make creating a demo account at a small leverage, like a $3,000, $10,000, and going based off of that. You're really gonna practice. You're really gonna train yourself because if you go to 100K, you could put a one lot or a one lot on some currencies is like $100 per per point. That's not, yeah, it's nice. Oh, I made $30,000, but did you withdraw that?
yeah, that's
don't
the
be
real
a
question.
don't be a professional depositor either. I learned that one pretty early on.
So I mean, a lot of people are looking to get rich quick. It's obviously a longer term game. So just in terms of your overall journey, what areas do you feel like you could still improve on that you're aware of? Some people aren't aware of the changes they got to make. So
I like to always be a student to the market. So when it comes to being a student, you're always willing to adapt. You always have to adapt to the market, and that could be changing your trading style. So right now, I like to close profits at my 1%. We know that I always say it all the time is the 1% keeps the 9 to 5 away. But um, there's bigger moves like holding a trade. You could really practice holding a trade. That's what makes you a really good trader at the end of the day is understanding that if you hold it to this point and it hits, it's like, damn, okay, I saw that move from market structure from the highest point to the lowest point, or lowest point to the highest point. So I think honestly, like something that I've been trying to learn lately is just kind of hold the trade a little longer than than I like from my comfort, as long as I make sure I secure my profits. So like what I've been doing lately is just secure the profits that I want, my 1% for the day. Now if I'm gonna hold something, I'll hold a little partial and just let it run. That's lately what I've been doing. I've been practicing that just to make sure that things go correctly. And don't be afraid. Like even if you're a profitable trader and you're making your money, don't be afraid to go on a demo account and practice that. There's no problem with that. You don't got to risk your own money. Make sure you have your income coming in from the trading, and then you're practicing another strategy. Once you're ready, you go in and make bigger profits. We've seen it. We've seen people do it. Like, a lot of traders do it. Charlene spoke about it in the FX Summit, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
A lot of people, and Jessica Lane also, I think, spoke about it.
If you're trading with a strict style that you learned from somebody one time, like a course or something, and you refuse to switch up your strategy, that's where you tend to get stuck. Well, not you personally, but I mean the folks that are listening
Yeah,
to
yeah,
this.
yeah.
And I really loved your answer to that, where you said, um, like staying flexible, which is basically what you said. You're like, I know what I know. What I'm looking at is I'm going to stay a student to the market. As long as I stay a student, I can adjust as needed based on whatever the market's giving. I think that's awesome, Jordan. Like, I
Yeah.
really loved hearing that.
It's adding another skill to your trading. You're not fixing it. You don't gotta fix something that's not broken. You're just adding a little extra, ammo to it. Another way of maybe trading a currency. It's always good to kind of know different ways of trading it too. And you can always be challenge yourself with it as well.
People's trading journey is like somebody working on a project, and like after you get the building up or you get the statue up or you get it all up, the last like little bit is polishing it and putting the finish on it and all this stuff. That's really what you do after you learn your strategy. So
Yeah.
you know how to trade. The building's already up, the windows are already up, but maybe that, like, the gold, the trim on the inside or the outside of the building, that's what you just tend to work on over time and just keep refining that structure. So I think that's awesome.
You have the foundation. It's like it's a building. You have a foundation. They're gonna keep adding floors as you go. You already got your foundation. If it's a good, strong foundation, you're good. You're gonna keep building, 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 and just maintaining it. You know.
So let's give some quick advice while we wrap this up. Let's give some advice to traders at home. What are one or two things that they can go do after this podcast that helped you on your journey that you feel like they can go and start doing after this? And then we'll give some advice to Chart Addicts members specifically.
Okay, so I would probably advise everyone to just stick to it. Don't don't back out of trading just because you had a bad week or you had a bad day. We see it all the time. Stick to it. If you don't stick to something, you're not gonna get the risk to reward that you want out of it. If you're seeing a vision, if you're seeing a dream that you can make so much money, etc., you can. As long as you stick to what you're doing, stick to your technicals, stick to your trading style, and you could also tie it up just with anything with life. But the advice is make sure your mindset is on the right track. Make sure that you can see your direction. Make sure you know what you're doing. Study if you don't know what you're doing. You have a lot of courses. You have a lot of all this free knowledge out there that you can get. But if you really want to invest in yourself, invest in yourself. Things
That's awesome.
things cost money, but invest in yourself. Invest into something that's actually going to benefit you. You know,
For
a lot
sure.
of people don't do that because they're either they don't have the money or they're comfortable with where they're at. But
I think it's most people are skeptical. If I'm going to be
yeah,
honest, like everyone has been burned by something at some point in their life. Someone dragged them to an event one day. Someone dragged them to this. Someone got them into this. My uncle traded 10 years ago. Everyone has some kind of story. I think the successful traders are the ones that just never gave up because it's like, okay, this system I just learned from this person works 60%. The ones that don't give up, they just keep refining what they know over time until they have something that works. And the ones that quit, everyone kind of has that skepticism of like, nah, this is probably not going to work. Now let's give some advice to Chart Addicts members. What can they do to take advantage of the resources so that they can make the most of their experience and make the most amount of progress?
So, ChartAddicts members, you guys have a you guys have it good. I'm gonna be honest. You guys have it pretty good. If you guys are in the Discord, we have we're kind of diverse with everything. So we have crypto, we have forex, and we have NFTs. That is a community that you won't see anywhere, to be honest. And if you do see it, you're paying an arm and a leg for, and they might not even teach you correctly. But for my TriAddicts people, we have Zoom calls every day. Get on them. Put your time into it. Get on them. Ask questions. Put them in the comment box. Ask the coaches. If you guys are in the VIP chat, questions. Put up your markups so you guys could actually learn. Be involved. Don't be scared. Don't be shy. We're not here to judge you guys. We're not gonna judge anyone. We're here to help you guys. All of us, all the coaches make their own money on the side. We're not worried about the money. We're doing this for you guys. We're not doing this for us. So just ask the questions away, schedule the one-on-ones. If you guys want, we do have an advanced coaching program. Definitely recommend you guys joining that. It's a 30-day boot camp. So that's actually really good. And especially for the price. You see all the other mentors say that they're gonna charge $10,000 or somewhat. We're not charging that much, guys. I recommend you guys to join it. But definitely be involved with the community. TriAddicts, we have it good. Let me tell you, we have it really good, and we have a lot of things coming up. So
That's awesome. Jordan, I appreciate you. I'm really looking forward to your journey with us at Chart Addicts and seeing you grow and seeing you help other students and other people grow. So I'm glad to have you on the team, and thanks for stopping by the show.
thank you, man. Thank you for having me on. Giving me the opportunity to speak with everyone. Because in reality, we're speaking with the world here. Anyone can see this after, right?
For sure.
So
So if you guys want to catch up with Jordan and myself, we'll see you guys inside of Chart Addicts as one of the members. Jordan, I'll see you on the Sunday Outlook tomorrow.
sounds good, brother. See you tomorrow.